Russ, could you speak to the Spiders' preparedness and if you got done in August what you wanted to get done in August?
I think so. You know, like I talked about in the CA conference call, first game's always scary. You want to eliminate stupid penalties. You want to eliminate turnovers. You know mistakes are going to be made. How well we tackle is always scary that first game. So there are a lot of unknowns. You don't know what they've changed offensively, defensively in the kicking game. But we got after each other pretty good this fall, and I think we got better just by the physicality and the effort and the excitement that they gave us all camp.
Could you speak to how many runs you want your quarterback to be a part of? It obviously varies due to other factors, but you've had some that ran a lot and you've had some that didn't run much at all.
You know, for a number, I don't really know, but it'll be based on what they give us, what we need, how the game's going. If I had to guess, you know, 10 is probably a number that we would hit quite a bit. Maybe some games we don't, maybe some games we hit more than that, but I would say we probably need him running the ball 10 times in a game.
Do you like what you've seen out of his progression this camp?
Yeah, he's done great. You know, Kyle is a hard worker. It's important to him. He's got the tools to play this position at a high level. But, you know, this is his first start. And, you know, I'm sure the butterflies are going to be going. And, you know, once he settles down and just lets the game come to him, gets the ball into playmakers' hands quickly, you know, I think he's going to be fine. We got so much confidence. If I didn't have confidence in him and our other quarterbacks, there'd be another guy standing out here. So that'll tell you the confidence we have in him.
Anything jump off film to you about the opponents on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're pretty athletic. They're really good on defense. They played good defense. They were, you know, offensively, you know, like I said, they didn't hire their coaching staff until June. And so they were way behind the 8 ball. And so they had to be pretty vanilla, I believe. You know, defensively they did a good amount, but offensively, vanilla. I think we can expect probably, you know, more things offensively to have to prepare for.
How about your wide receivers, the guys Kyle's going to throw the ball to? You had obviously the turnover there with the guys who aren't here anymore, and how they all came along as a group.
They're doing fine. You know, some days really good, some days a little inconsistent. But, you know, I think Nick DeGennaro is one of the better receivers in the league. No question about that. Jerry Garcia's played. Javion Griffin's played. Ye has not played, but Ye Vaney, we think he can be really good. And then Landon Ellis, a true freshman, has looked really good, and he'll play. We won't redshirt him. He'll play this year.
Kyle, did you study tape of a quarterback, be it a Richmond quarterback or some other quarterback, to prepare for this season and this start?
Yeah, yes, sir. Well, we went back and looked at some of the old offense for some of the things we want to do in the run game. So Joe Mancuso is a great quarterback to look at when it comes to power reads. Also just Reese Udinsky, you always watch his film and learn something from that. Just how decisive he was, how he knew where to go with the ball, you know, how he saw the defenses, and that's something that I really try to learn this summer and through this camp.
Where do you feel you've gotten better since just the start of August?
Since the start of August, I think I just got better with being decisive, you know, not holding on to reads too much and just letting it rip, just being more confident, I think. And I think confidence does come over time in doing it. So just having this whole camp, just, you know, back-to-back practices, that has been such a help to us and our offense. Showed up big when we had our scrimmages. We looked really good. And so now just got to replicate that when we get into a game situation.
But, I mean, it's not fair to ask you this question because you haven't made a start yet, but I'm going to ask it anyway. How do you plan on handling the nerves that are naturally going to be there before your first start?
Yeah, luckily I got a great mentor for that with my dad. He had a start in Death Valley, LSU, so I'm sure your nerves get pretty high there when you're starting. But yeah, you just got to remember this is the same game you've been playing since you were 6 years old. It's just you got more people and everyone's grown up. So, you know, just kind of you got to really look at it that elementary and just remember it's a game and that you put in all the work that you could possibly do. So now it's time to enjoy the work.
Coach mentioned Morgan State's defense being the stronger half of their game. What do you see about their defense?
Their defense is going to come out here. They're going to be hyped up. They're going to hit you. They're going to try to jump routes. I mean, if you look at them, they're a turnover machine. So our job this Saturday is going to be take care of the ball. That's the main thing. If our defense is on the field, they're going to give us great field position, all that stuff. So we got to help them out with taking care of the ball, not giving them any good scoring chances, and just doing our thing, just taking what they give us and driving it down the field and just focus on getting points.
You mentioned that you've had good scrimmages. Coach just mentioned you had a really bad 2-minute offense out here today.
Yes.
As a young quarterback, what do you do about that? How do you bounce back from that? How do you handle that with your offense?
You just go back and watch the film afterwards. You know, there's always things in practice that you get so used to taking, and it's always there. It's always there. You get used to just hitting it, and then all of a sudden the defense, you know, jumps at that one time, and that's something that, you know, as a young quarterback, you can't take anything for granted. I would say you got to make sure every single snap you're going through your reads, you're being precise, but then also, you know, knowing when to come off of it, knowing when to just take off and run instead of trying to force something. Sometimes in those 2-minute drills, especially at practice, you feel like taking off is a loss. But then in the game, when you take off and get 10 yards, it's a first down. So you know, you just got to remember that when you're at practice. But, you know, bad 2-minute drill. For as many bad ones as we had 10 good ones. So that's nothing concerning. It's just about going and watch the film, look at what we did wrong.
Aiden, can you talk about coming back, particularly with this group with high expectations?
We got a great group of guys. We've always had a great group of guys, but this year I feel like we really can achieve a lot. We have a lot of guys returning, like Ryan Cole, Tristan Wheeler, a lot of big important guys to our team, and I feel like we got a lot of talent coming up, filling up in positions, especially at wide receiver, like Javion Griffin, stepping up, making a lot of plays. So I have a lot of confidence going into this season.
Could you speak to having missed last season, one that went very well for Richmond, and the unfortunate development last August?
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but I got time to see the game from a different perspective. Really kind of taking a step back and seeing the bigger picture allowed me to learn a lot, not just about myself, but about football and our team. So it was unfortunate, but I'm gonna take everything I learned in that season and apply it now.
If I could just follow up with one more, and that is, you seem to be highly involved on your scooter last year, even though you weren't in uniform. Can you speak to that experience?
Yeah, we had a lot of young guys stepping in, especially at D-tackle with Matei Fitz and Carson Stoklinski. So I just wanted to be real active, be in their ear, make sure I was there for them whenever they needed. Any questions they had, I was there. Anytime they wanted to watch film, I wanted to make sure I was there. So I was just trying to stay involved the best I could.
Can you describe the anticipation that you guys all have after making the playoffs last year and then going through spring, finally getting to see a different set of colors on the field? Yeah. Everybody's anticipation.
We're real excited. We've been keeping a lot of great energy through the spring, through all camp. It's been a lot of competition, a lot of great work with the guys, and we're real excited for this week.
You mentioned the guys that are back. It is somewhat difficult to have this level of experience at this level of the game. How have you seen this camp be different than in years past because everybody has been around here for a little bit longer?
With that experience, I feel like we were able to get some of the young guys more reps than we usually did because those older guys, we've had so many plays, we've seen so much film, we kind of have a good grasp on what we're doing, so we're able to get the young guys a little bit more reps than usual. But like I said before, the energy and the competition's been unbelievable this camp.
Emotionally, what is Saturday going to be like just for you?
Oh, for me? I don't know. I'm just excited, man. I really can't wait to get back out on the field. This is what I love to do. I can't explain it.
What's the ramp up been like for you getting back from the start of camp to now, how you've kind of worked your way back to where you are in the rotation?
We started off real slow, just taking like individual, slowly started increasing my reps as I felt better and better, and it's just been keep going and going, and I feel like I'm game ready now.
You mentioned one thing, like that you've learned from sitting out a year? There's got to be so many things that you're implementing now. So what are some of those specific things that you've learned and now see improve in your game?
Especially, I can point to one thing, sitting in the box at Elon because it was raining, I couldn't get my scar wet. I was able to see the game from that higher perspective, and watching practice up there on days because I couldn't have it sweat, I could really see the full picture, and that allowed me to understand our back end a little more, which was something I knew but I didn't really understand as well as I do now.